Right back in your faces, guys. Welcome to Fuse Unbothered, brought to you by Upfront and Personal. The full gang is in the building after 2 days off of, one of our crew members. Ladies and gentlemen, ABA Kins is here. Madichi is in the building. Madichi,
hi guys, I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Hey guys. And Gabby is back. Gabby, how you doing?
It's so good to be back, you guys. I feel good. I'm so happy. I mean, yeah.
How you doing? You missed us?
I feel all right. Yes,
we missed you too.
And I miss, of course, the listeners. Yeah. You guys, I'm so glad to be back.
That's right. There's a lot to talk about. First off, there's basketballs going on between Portable and Goya Meno regarding the Headies Award. I'm sure you guys want to find out the details on that one, but you have to stick around. After the short break, when we get back, we'll give you the full detail. Don't move a muscle.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuse Unbothered.
If you remember, quite a while ago, Portable was nominated for 2 different categories at the Headies: street hop, and Rookie of the Year. And after a while again, man put out some statements. I'm talking about Portable this time. Put out some statement and some threats, and this kind of caught the attention of the organizers and the Academy of Headies, and they decided that they were going.
First of all, asked him to make an apology.
They asked him to make an apology, and young man came out with an apology that sounded like a threat.
Another threat or double threat. Okay.
So eventually, he was disqualified from this category. Now, the story did not end there. Fast forward to when the Headies happened this Sunday. Goya Meno emerged as the winner for the street hop artist. And you know the song now. You want to bounce, you want to chill with the big boys. Yeah, that kind of thing. And Portable did a video telling them that, who is this guy?
Just a hype man.
Who are you? Which song you get? You get hits?
But you concern me with person where they give street artists of the year. Your song, which song you sing? You have sing? Since when you don't sing that song, you sing another one? Where blow? The carry street give you. When you tell me salute and pull it, you didn't want.
Just one song.
What else?
Just one song. That's another song.
Do you know what I mean? On streets.
Do you get? It was like, I want Shaolin Temple can dance to your song and stuff like that. He went ranting and stuff like that. That who is this guy? He'd be sure for him. He said he'd be sure for him. He should come to the streets and let's do a talent face off. And he was about to say face off, but we just sharply changed it like talent face off. You get what I'm saying? So eventually, this week again, Goya Meno replied in that I cannot stoop so low to be replying to someone who doesn't know where his kindergarten.
He said he almost got a first class.
His kindergarten certificate is. You're talking to a BSc holder who was close to getting a first class and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, must be spitting all the accolades now, isn't it? But what do you think about his reply? Do you think he should have replied that way?
Who do you mean?
Goya Meno.
I feel like she should have just kept me, knowing the kind of person Portable was.
Do you think there's going to be?
Dyed it.
Do you feel like there's going to be another?
I don't think so. Except Portable is willing to take that risk. But first of all, why is he coming for only that category? Why didn't he come for Rookie of the Year?
He did. He came for all the categories.
He said everything.
He said he was nominated.
Yes, he said I mean get out. I mean get everything.
So only Goya Meno so far has responded.
Yeah. So I was just waiting for the result. So this thing was already in his mind that whatever happens, I'm going to come.
How about you, Gabby? What do you think about this?
For me, I feel like what Goya Meno did, he did what he felt he needed to do. I mean, a lot of people know that when Portable is talking about things like this, just leave him alone. But Goya at this point just felt, let's defend that word.
Everybody was waiting for this content.
Yeah, well, I mean, Goya, I feel like Goya did what he felt he needed to do, to be honest. And I don't think Portable can come back for him, because what's Portable going to say? What are you going to say next?
I have street cred.
Or that I actually went to school. I have a BSc as well. I mean, I don't know. So Portable should calm down, to be honest.
I get it. Don't get it twisted. That man is not coming down for anything. I also think that Portable is just doing this for content's sake. I don't know why I feel that way.
But guys, you think he would have won?
Who's that?
Portable.
For Straight Up?
Yeah.
Yes, he would have.
I think he would have won. Really?
I have that strong feeling that he would have.
Yes.
But Goya Meno is a very strong contender on that category. You never can tell, because that street song from Goya Meno went
all over the world.
It was very viral. It was one of the highest used audio on TikTok and
on many other social media platforms.
So I mean, you never can tell.
So it's more or less like, here in Nigeria, Portable is big. Everybody knows Portable. The streets love him and all of that.
No, not love. Hey, don't get it.
Okay.
We love his music. Like the song that went viral.
I'm not about the streets, like the trenches. And maybe I'm not about you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on.
Multina, share happiness.
Fuse Unpotted.
All right. So, see, when it comes to having family, as much as, a lot of people want to finally settle down, it's very important to make sure that whatever commitment you are making, as much as possible, is very important to make it permanent. When it comes to divorce is horrible. Just the way they say heartbreaks, breakfast is very horrible. Like people don't like getting served breakfast. Now imagine in a situation where it's marriage, and children are involved. If it's heartbreak, it's more messy, basically. So I'm talking about belly dancer Cora Obidi, who we know has been divorced from her husband, Jin. Now she comes up very recently on social media to talk about how she feels really bad that her children have been taken away from her.
Don't get divorced. Get separated. But divorce is not for the weak. Being separated from your 6-month-old for a whole week is not for the weak. It's not. I try to keep my composure all week long, but last night I broke because I saw something. I saw strangers touching my child. I broke. It's not for the weak. Divorce is not natural. It's necessary sometimes. So you better make sure that you know. But I'm going through it for sure. I'm going through it. I'm going through the thick of it. I'm in the heart of it.
Now, I think this is part of, the divorce agreements. One person has taken custody, and obviously in this case it's her husband. So she's talking about how divorce is not for the weak. As much as possible, it's very hard to see your own 6 months. Now, one of her daughters is six months, and she's talking about how bad she feels that she's seeing other people touching her child. These children are no longer in her custody. So I feel at this point, I just really feel bad for Cora. We all saw the split up. We saw how bad it was. I don't like the fact that both man and woman were coming out too much to talk about their relationships, and they were allowing the audience to put their hand in it.
She was at some point in time masking her feelings.
At some point she was, but it was definitely going to dawn on her in the long run. And I think it's beginning to get more painful now that the children are out of the picture. So if you can imagine what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really don't know, but
so she's finally confessing that the divorce didn't go well with her.
Yes.
That's
and if it was her husband who filed for this divorce. So I don't know what you guys think about this, but when divorce happens, should both parties split taking care of the children? How should this whole thing go? Because imagine a woman that has carried a child for this long having to let go.
I think she's feeling bad, most importantly because of her kids.
Yeah, like you said, divorce is messy. It's one thing to actually break up with your partner. It's another thing to decide if you want to separate or divorce. When it gets to divorce, it becomes like it has gotten to the climax, which you should be ready to deal with circumstances. And if you know, Cora recently relocated, right? She's abroad at the moment, and they have their rules and regulations. If they notice that you can't take care of your kid, if you notice that you're not, look at what they came out to say because she doesn't wear clothes.
Yeah, somebody said, they were threatening her that you're not wearing clothes.
Your
children are going to be taken away from you.
So I feel like she uses Instagram to gain closure. Like Instagram is just her. It's just therapeutic for her. She just come out to express her feelings.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because she's okay or she's. So, like, I feel like at the end of the day, people should just be kind. Like, we don't know what she's actually going through. It's okay for us to come out and say, oh, you caused this, that. But to actually take away 2 of your kids who are not even up to teenage level yet, it's a lot.
For a mom who's already going through a divorce, being separated from her husband, being separated from her kids again.
Really sad.
Honestly.
Really
so, like you said, her ex-husband has probably filed for custody and probably has been granted custody.
That's exactly
because you don't just come and take your kids away.
That's what's
there has to be like an agreement. Okay, take the kids away for a week or so.
All right, guys. So we'll go on the short break right now. We'll go on the short break right now. When we get back, we have more tea for you. Don't move, muscle.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta. Be your best.
Maltina. Share happiness.
Fuse Unpotted.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's still Fuse Unpotted, brought to you by Upfront and Personal, the gang in the building. If you're just joining us, you've missed just quite a bit. Anyway, guys, so you know how as a lady growing up, I'm talking from experience, you see like you have like 4 or 5 guys asking you out at the same time and they keep asking you out like
I know where this is going.
If a guy asks you out, like, you probably don't like him, you've assessed him and you're like, okay, I don't like him, you move on to the next person, right? But that person keeps calling and still
sending you gifts and all of that. Yeah.
But now, I don't know if it's the 21st century thing, we don't see that anymore. Like okay, that's why we have AB here. AB will answer that question. I mean, so funny. Gabby, I don't know if you can relate to this. A guy asks you out for the first time, for the second time, for the third time. Most times, doesn't even get to the second or third time. And it's like, okay, he just ghosts you automatically.
Yeah.
And you're out there waking up and waiting to receive a call of, or a good morning text, right? But it doesn't come anymore. Guys are no longer as persuasive as they used to be in the past. So why?
You know what's funny is the rapt attention that Abby's using to listen to what you're saying.
There are so many fishes in the water.
I need to put my drink down for this because I really don't know what.
Oh, you want to hear my take?
I want to hear your take, but I also have something to say because I feel like, Madichi, what she said is actually exactly what's happening.
You know what? I want to hear your take. Any experience? Experience?
So, well, yes, maybe a couple of personal experiences.
Share one with us. One peculiar.
I can't remember one, but I know that it's for me to remember that, I've had a couple of experiences.
Yeah.
It means that it's a thing now. So it's not just me. It's Madichi. A lot of girls. A lot of girls.
When they're calling and giving you that attention, you're like, when did they all stop? You're like,
you feel it.
You feel like, what's happening? I mean, this is the person you are not like.
I like the fact that this confession is coming from ladies. Guys, are you learning?
Why does it happen? Why?
Yeah. So I think for guys now, they have a lot more options, to be honest. And I don't.
Go on.
I feel like it's for both guys and girls because maybe in those days the girls were not as bold to approach the guys. So if a guy is approaching you, just know that for every guy that's approaching you, there's one bold lady out there who's probably approaching him as well. So in those days, the ladies weren't really approaching men. But now, as you're taking your time to process, if you like him or if you don't like him, there's another girl who's trying to get his attention and who's going for it. So it's like girls have become more bold. And I think that's part of why guys are relaxing a lot more these days.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you literally give 2 reasons. A lot of options for the guys,
number
and
one,
the fact that
girls are now bold.
Girls are now very confident enough to break the chain of it has to be the stereotype guy asking the girl out. Well, those are actually very, very terrible reasons.
What's why?
I think I'm going to go with your first reason.
More options.
But
they were always women all the time.
But you don't like everybody.
Are you going to learn? Are you going to learn now?
Love everybody equally. Which one is different reasons?
I'm going to learn now.
That means the love or the likeness was not genuine in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
time.
The thing about it is that a lot of guys like to just cast their net into the ocean.
Oh, so they're doing it to many people at the same time.
See what happens. And that's one. And secondly, the thing about it is when a lady right now, because we're in the age where consent is very different. Consent is not just verbal. Consent is also in action, in body language, and it goes a long way to make you understand that if you now begin to show desperation, and this is what is going on in the century. I don't know if you guys know these things, but I believe you would have heard about it. There's something we guys understand, that when you begin to show desperation to a woman, she's going to play on your intelligence. She's going to capitalize on that. You're literally going to be either paying bills that you're not supposed to pay, and at the end of the day, she'll tell you, I beg your pardon, she'll tell you that I actually told you I was not really interested the first time. While you were already, showing off those kind gestures, and I mean, at the end of the day, who is on the losing end? So when you just try to check a babe, or you try to woo a lady, and she's telling you, I don't really think I'm ready for a relationship. Like, okay.
On to the next one. That's where it ends, right? Okay.
That's where no stress. I'm telling you. So, guys, that's the much we can take. But let's hear your own opinions, guys. We want to hear what you think. How about you comment on our YouTube and our Instagram page? Instagram is Fuse_local, and YouTube is Fuse1. All right, guys. We want to hear what you think. All right. Why do you think guys are no longer persuasive as much as they used to be a couple of years ago or decades ago? All right. That's the much we can take today, guys. Do not forget to link up with me on Instagram at AB_AKYNZ Madichi.
I am on all social media platforms at _Madichi.
You find me on Instagram at Gabby.Gabby.
All right, guys, that's the much we can take. Hey, live your life on your own terms. Stay happy always and do what you love. From all of us here in the studio,
stay fused, baby.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.